We're getting Death Star DLC, Cloud City DLC, Bespin, Jabba the Hutt's Palace, the Outer Rim, private matches. We're getting free maps, so many free maps. Luke Skywalker with a blue lightsaber, survival maps, new offline survival maps, turning point. You want a turning point? I'll give you a turning point. He gets a turning point, she gets a turning point. Everybody gets a turning point for every single map there is. New hero outfits, free things, balances, balance changes, balance patches. Death Star DLC! What's up, Massive family? We have so many news, a lot of news for Star Wars Battlefront today. And not only do we have all these newses, but we also have a complete roadmap for both the paid DLC and the free DLC. So tomorrow we're getting a Tatooine survival map called Raider Camp. It's going to support Blast, Droid Run, Drop Zone, Hero Hunt, and Heroes vs. Villains modes. We're getting Hoth outfits for Luke and Han. We are getting the ability to create private matches. We are getting daily challenges and community events. We are getting a crap ton of general weaponsing and mode balancing tweaks. And then in February, we're getting Survival Mission on Hoth. We are getting new Hoth multiplayer maps supporting Walker Assault, Supremacy, Fighter Squadron, and Turning Point. And then Turning Point will also be available on all maps that support Walker Assault and Supremacy. After that, in March, we are getting a new Endor multiplayer map supporting Walker Assault, Supremacy, and Turning Point, and also a new Tatooine survival map. That is the free roadmap. Here is the paid DLC roadmap. So, in March of 2016, we're getting Star Wars Battlefront, Outer Rim. Fight amongst the factories of Sullust and battle within Jabba the Hutt's Palace on Tatooine. Jabba the Hutt's Palace! I'm gonna do speculation on what we're gonna get hero-wise for all these later. Summer 2016, Star Wars Battlefront Bespin. Lando! I want some Lando pimp action. I love Lando. That cape is just baller. Anyway, it's hunt or be hunted in this action-packed experience set in the Cloud City of Bespin. Finally, fall 2016, Star Wars Battlefront Death Star. That Snow Moon, one of the most iconic locations of the Star Wars universe, makes its debut in Star Wars Battlefront. Super excited about that. I have no idea how they're going to make this work because they said there would be no space battles. Maybe they're just going to have Fighter Squadron maps take place within the atmosphere of the Death Star. I don't know how that works. I don't know the science behind the Death Star, but super excited about that. I didn't even think there was a chance we'd get Death Star DLC. And last but not least, we have a mystery DLC, Star Wars Battlefront Expansion Pack 4. The title is to be announced. That's going to be released in early 2017, and I have a theory. I think it's going to be Rogue One tie-in DLC. Rogue One DLC, baby! I had a feeling we get something to do with Rogue One inside of Star Wars Battlefront because it said it was going to deal with only original trilogy era stuff. And Rogue One is a new Star Wars movie that's coming out that also happens to take place within the events of the original trilogy. Technically just before the events of the original trilogy, but I'm almost positive that's what Expansion Pack 4 is going to be, and that's why they haven't announced it yet, because they want to keep it secret, and they want to keep it a surprise. So, now they've tweaked a lot in this balancing patch, and I really appreciate that they did. There's going to be more balancing patches in the future, of course, but this is our first balancing patch in a while. I'm going to have all the details up on the screen. If you guys want to pause it and read them, you're welcome to. Of course, I'm going to be reading off the key balancing changes right now. So, the EE3 explosive shot damage was decreased from 10 to 4 per shot. That's pretty big. Homing shot lock-on time increased from 0.4 to 1.5. It's going to take a heck of a lot longer to lock onto somebody with that homing shot. Homing shot lock-on distance was decreased by 10 meters, and the projectile speed of the homing shot was decreased slightly from 30 to 23 projectile speed. The bowcaster replenish time was tweaked. Normal, non-elite bowcaster card was 18. It's now 25, and the upgrade was from 15, and now it's 20. Those of you that are fans of sniper rifles, and those of you that were a fan of the cycler rifle in the beta, well, you're in luck because the bullet drop-off has been reduced, and the damage of the cycler rifle has been increased from 90 to 100 at close range, which is within 10 meters. We've also got some news about the DL-44, Han Solo's signature pistol and the final weapon that you unlock in Star Wars Battlefront. It says they tweaked the overheat of the pistol. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm guessing they're referencing the cooldown minigame. They also changed the fire rate from 250 to 180, which is too bad because that was my favorite gun. Bowcaster explosion damage was lowered from 50 to 15 per shot, which is quite a bit of a nerf. Still, a fully charged bowcaster would definitely be able to kill someone even after this patch. Scan ping has been tweaked to have 50% shorter spotting time. I'm guessing they're talking about scan pulse, which is my charge card, and that would be devastating. That's really unfortunate because it's a very powerful card at the moment. But I see where they're going with this, and I don't disagree with their balancing tweaks. It sounds like they're trying to focus the game around blaster fire instead of star cards. Right now, star cards are kind of king, and they're looking to bring blasters back into the throne room. Okay, moving on to vehicle changes. Starfighter pickups now have a 20-second respawn delay. I believe they're talking about actual literal Starfighter pickups, not pickups for Starfighters. This would be your X-Wing pickup, your TIE Interceptor, TIE Fighter pickup, A-Wing pickup, etc. The T-47 Airspeeder pickups now have a 10-second respawn delay, so you can get those Airspeeders out twice as fast as regular Starfighter crafts, which is too bad for the Empire because those Airspeeders just wreck ground troops. And like I said before, the Millennium Falcon and Slave One health has been decreased by 30%. That is quite a hit. I'm wondering if they've fixed the Falcon Punch. I don't know if they have. I don't see anything here about that. Interesting. Also, something of note is that there's nothing about the A-Wing in this entire list of patch notes. You'll no longer be able to time out your hero pickups in Fighter Squadron. If you guys remember my streams in Fighter Squadron, I usually wait until a certain second before I start looking for hero pickups. Can't do that anymore. The timing has now been randomized, which is probably for the best. There's also been a bunch of spawning changes. There's new friend zones and additional spawn points for Supremacy, Walker Assault, and Turning Point maps. And there's also updated spawn management between big and small game modes. If you're constantly accidentally clicking down the melee stick and meleeing at nothing while you're running and it completely stops your movement, it says that's been fixed. And now if you accidentally melee at nothing, it doesn't completely stop your movement. So I appreciate that. I've had a lot of deaths as a result of that stupid little mistake. Now for hero changes. Han Solo weapon damage over distance is lowered. Damage goes from 70 to 30 between 10 and 25 meters. Boba Fett weapon damage over distance is also lowered. Damage goes from 30 to 20 between 30 and 60 meters. Boba Fett wrist launcher explosion radius was decreased from 4 to 3. Maximum damage tweaked from 1 to 0.8 meters. Boba Fett missile doesn't lock on anymore. I always thought that was a glitch, and I guess it was. Boba Fett wrist launcher explosion damage slightly increased in damage to compensate for the removing of tracking. Honestly, I wish that they buffed Boba Fett a little more in terms of his wrist rocket. They did buff a little bit, but they also nerfed it at the same time. I would have loved a flamethrower buff. He definitely needs a flamethrower buff. It's practically useless right now in most circumstances. Overall, this is wonderful. This is an awesome surprise update. When I heard yesterday that we were getting news today, I kind of subscribed to the negative thoughts, and now I find my lack of faith disturbing. A lot of people thought we were just going to get a Han and Luke outfit, and that was going to be it, and maybe some DLC news, but no, we got a roadmap for all the free content, we got a roadmap for all the paid content, and we're getting a bunch of free content tomorrow, including maps, costumes, balancing changes, private matches, and more. It's great. And I'm really excited to see what's going to come of Star Wars Battlefront in the future. Right now, the future is looking very bright, and I am really pumped to be streaming all these new things that are coming to Star Wars Battlefront on this channel. I'm really excited about the daily challenges, really excited about the private matches. That means that I can finally do subscriber matches with you guys, my YouTube family. That's going to be fantastic. And yeah, well, I'll see you tomorrow on the flip side for Star Wars Battlefront. Until then, game massively, and may the Force be with you always. Take care, guys.